quickly as possible for you. First of all, I just want to thank the following people. The St. Andrews Society Board for selecting me for this honor. Thank you very much. My family and friends for taking the time to be here today. I know there's a lot of conflicting events and things going on, and everybody took the time to be here, so thank you. Our St. Andrews ladies, both past and present, that work tirelessly to put on this feast every year out of love, respect, honor, and to carry on the tradition. And most importantly, Teresa Argento, for all the years of hard work and dedication. You've set the example and a high bar for future generations to follow. I also need to thank my role models and mentors over the year that have a Mafitani and a Trani descent. I grew up across the street from the Libro house. The Libro girls are here. You know the Libros from Worcester Street. And their mother's mother was a Mafitani. She was a Modia. She was 4 feet tall. She worked in the bookbindery full-time, came home, raised 5 girls, and had dinner on the table. I can't even do one of those things. So there you go. Thank you very much. Role models, right? I have to thank my husband's family. I was fortunate to marry into the De Palma Malinconico family. And we have some really great role models. Conchetta De Palma came here as a little girl. She was the sister of Mike De Palma. And she raised the first Italian-American police chief in the state of Connecticut, recognized by Ella Grasso. She raised the first acting assistant fire department chief in Allentown. They didn't want to give him the job because he was Italian. And he had to fight, he had the highest test scores, and they had to give him the position. She also raised a doctor, Dr. Lawrence Malinconico. These people came from, as Frank was saying earlier, they were immigrants. They came from Italy. They lived on Worcester Street. They lived on Warren Street. And this is what they became. So it was really an honor to marry into that family and have that as an influence. But I had trailblazers on both the women and the men that were role models for me as a little girl growing up. And it's a message that young women and girls need to hear every day. You can do it. You could do whatever you want to do. And Teresa Argento and Louisa DeLauro, you know, and Carrie, I'll call her on the phone, she'll say, do whatever you want, whatever you want. Don't worry about it. Whatever you decide to do, you do. So I was like, okay. So one year I'm going to go off script because I don't want to read word for word and I don't want to take more of your time. One year, you know, I'm in the club now for many years, and I said, I'm going to get a booth this year. So they said, well, do you have any restaurant experience? Did you ever do this before? I said, no, but I could do it. Teresa, I want to do a booth. Yeah, okay. She says, you can't take fried dough pizza. Everybody does that. You can't take sausage and peppers. Everybody does that. She said, so you got to do something different. So I looked at my girlfriend Annette Lieber. I said, what are we going to do? I know, we'll do brajol meat. We'll do something you never heard of, right? Ziti and meatball dinners, and meatball subs and brajol meat subs. So I'm in the kitchen now, cooking all week long, making this pot of sauce and making brajol meat and rolling I mean, I couldn't do something simple like the fried dough. No, I gotta do something like that. So, okay, we have no equipment. They said, where are you gonna get your booth? In those days, you had to get your own booth. So I was like, well, we'll rent it. We'll rent the booth. And we'll rent all the equipment. So we go in the yellow pages, we find the most cheapest, junkiest equipment that you could ever find, and we get it in, we set it up. It's a mess. Mrs. Malinconico says, help with this poor girl. Look at this poor girl, she's working so hard. Help her, somebody gotta help this girl. Well, anyway, we get it all set up and a fire breaks out. Fire breaks out, the pot is burning, there's flames, the pot is the sauce, you gotta save the sauce, you can't let the sauce burn. So now, oh my God, somebody comes with the fire, call the fire department, fire. I don't know if Captain Andrewsi would have been on or Pat King over there, somebody would have came. My husband, I might have met you 2 years earlier. But somebody says, I got a fire extinguisher. The fire department says it's a rule we got to carry, and I think I know how to work it. Let me see. Here comes a guy, I think it was Seal's husband, running with the fire extinguisher like snow. Everywhere. Save the food, for God's sakes. Don't let the fire extinguisher stuff get in the food. and the sauce is burned. All right? Well, now that's the worst effing thing that could happen to you, is that your sauce is burned. The pot is burned. There's black soot all around the pot. They says, you gotta throw the sauce out. I said, I can never throw my sauce out. I cooked this for a week. I can't. So it was Mrs. Malinconico and Grace Abignaro. They said, just get another pot. Pour the sauce into another pot. Don't scrape the bottom. You'll be okay. I said, all right. We did that. We sold ziti and meatballs all week for $4.50 a dinner. I had people lined up that came every night to feed their whole family. They said this was delicious. It was called fire roasted sauce. Fire roasted sauce. Yeah. And I wanted to tell you that Hunt's came out with fire roasted tomatoes. They're going to have fire roasted sauce next. And I was the first one at the St. Andrew's Feast. I think it was 1986. All right? So that's what you get when you join the Ladies Society and they tell you can do whatever you want. Whatever you want to do. So I just have two more short ones. The next one, I was working in Roanoke, Virginia in 1990, and this was really the deep South back then. And I said, Teresa, they have a St. Andrew's church here. I have to go and represent the ladies in the South, in the middle of nowhere. They said, okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, represent. I put the medal on. I go to the church. The priest comes in, hello, ma'am. Nice to meet you, ma'am. What's your name? I said, my name is Malinconico. Oh, we lost it. Yell too loud. Malinconico. Miss Malin. Yes. I said, well, I have this medal, and I'm representing the St. Andrew Society of New Haven, Connecticut. Okay. Well, all right then. Come on in. Now I feel like I'm royalty. I go in. The priest announces me, we have a guest here today. It's Miss Malin. Can you say your name for me, please? Malinconico. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's here from New Haven, Connecticut, from the St. Andrew Society. All the people looked at me. They must have thought I was a Martian. They're all looking like, who is this lady from New Haven, Connecticut, walking around with a medal in our local church? But they said they were all very cordial. That's one thing about the South. They're very respectful. They're very cordial. They said, yes, thank you for coming, and they shook my hand. And so that was a prelude to the final story and the final event I'm going to tell you. So in 2009, I called up Teresa. I said, Teresa, Johnny Coppola's running a trip to Amalfi in 2009 for the people in the club. I'm going to go and represent the Ladies Society. All right, good, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, of course. All right. So we get there. I had no idea what I was in for. There were thousands and thousands of people. You couldn't even stand. And I said, wait a minute. I can't stand outside. Melanie, you were there with us. I said, I can't stand outside. I can't stand in the back. I'm with the St. Andrew's Ladies Society. I need to be in the front row. So I make my way through the crowd. And they see me with this medal. And they think, well, yeah, she must be something. They let me go. I go all the way up to the front. And I sit in the front, and there's no place to sit. Well, I said, well, I'm going to sit right here on the floor next to these people. So I sit down. They're looking at me. I got all white on. I got the medal. And there's a man next to me, and he had very poor English. I had very poor Italian. But one thing led to another. I tell him I'm from San Andre, from New Haven, Connecticut. He says, oh, I know, I was there. He goes, I know Teresa Argento. Now there's got to be 400,000 people at the feast. And there's one man I choose to sit next to, and he says, I know Teresa Argento. He said, and I even stayed at her house. I said, okay, so now I get to stay there for the whole Mass. I'm with all the men with their ribbons and me. And that's it. I'm representing St. Andrew's Ladies Society, right, Teresa? You told me to do it, so I did. So anyway, so now the Mass is over. I said, oh, no. I'm not leaving. I came all the way from New Haven, Connecticut, and you think that's it? I'm done? So now the Archbishop is on the altar with 200 men in red vests carrying the saint. And they're all up there. I said, I got to go up there. I got to go up there. I got to be up there. So I go up there, I go right on that altar, and all of a sudden, it was like the Red Sea parted. And they said, who is this girl? What is she doing here? What is going on? So I'm standing there with the medal, and I see the Archbishop coming at me with the hat and the staff and the gown, and he's coming at me. I said, oh no, what do I do now? So I somehow or other, thank you, I kissed the ring. Right? I kissed the ring. And he spoke very little English. I speak very little Italian. I say, I'm from St. Andrew's Lady Society, New Haven, Connecticut. He said, okay, yeah. I said, you should come visit us. Right? He says, okay, I will do that. I get home, I call Teresa up. I said, Tree, the Archbishop's coming to visit you. She says, all right, yeah, okay, yeah. Sure enough, he came. He came. What would you say, Fran? Go ahead.
He came Thanksgiving week 2010.
You got it. It was Thanksgiving week 2010. I was in Amalfi 2009. You look shocked. The man with the camera standing, you look shocked. Well, he really did come. And of course, I was nowhere to be found because I'm back in Florida on the beach. And these poor ladies, Teresa Argento and Carrie, and all these ladies had to hurry up, get everything ready for the Archbishop. He came, right, Fran? And so, yeah, you get, see that? So anyway, that was my experience with the St. Andrew's Ladies Society. Thank you again. I can't say enough. Thank you very much.
God bless you, Marianne. I'll tell you what, if I can't make it next year, will you come back and be MC? Beautiful.